Cheater's just a fancy word for winner.
Yo, what's going on, guys? So firstly, thanks to Mobalytics for that sweet intro. Give Mobalytics a go if you haven't already. I'll put a link for you guys down in the description. So I have been getting asked for the last 2 or 3 weeks now continuously. This is my most asked for or like requested review right now. It's of Jepsu's new Twisted Fate setup. Now this guy, of course, some people don't really realize this is actually Xayira, the Oriana player I did a review on 2 and a bit years ago or something. The perfect player, rank 1 on the EU Nordic server. Currently, he is grinding on the European server West for rank 1, man. And of course, a lot of you guys know, I actually went over to Europe recently, played a lot over there. I played against this guy so much. I had good chats with him, lengthy chats. He tried to convince me on this build. I kept saying to him, bro, I said, you're trolling. You're completely trolling. Stop. I'm not doing it. He convinced me. I played 2 games. I entered them. It's a different playstyle than what I'm used to. It's different to this Apto playstyle, this burst, like AP, Twisted Fate, where you get 1 rotation and move. This shit is just full DPS, side laning, of course gold card, you're gonna get the autos. He gets Rage Blade later in the game. You can see a couple of these different build paths, but today's build path, of course, I'll be going over in the video. It's going with the Klepto setup, a lot of gold income, and Jepsu currently is almost rank 1 on EUS. He's 1.2k LP, and yeah, I remember, dude, it was 500 or 600 points challenger, and he's like, yo, this is broken. Play it. I'm like, no, not doing it. It's troll. And now he's like almost rank 1. And I'm starting to think, man, I would kind of wish I got onto this hype train and started spamming it. But yeah, I'm gonna get straight into the video, guys. This is gonna be a great video. Hopefully, I don't see like a lot of people inting with this in solo queue, because it's definitely a strange playstyle. And if you get behind your team, of course, people aren't used to this like Triforce Klepto setup. Your team will flame you if you get behind. So maybe go and play a couple of normal games of it just to get your head around it so you don't int the first couple of games. Because these videos always come back to me, I swear to God. I get comments months later. It's like, I had one of these people in my games, he went 0-20, fuck you Midbeast, I hate you, I hope you die. Legitimately. So let's just practice this, and then we'll practice makes perfect, we'll bring it to ranked, we'll climb with it, okay? Without further ado, let's get into today's video, guys. Jumping onto the riff, we're gonna look at his rune page, guys. So he goes for a Klepto setup. Magical Footwear, Biscuit Delivery, Time Warp Tonic, and then he gets for that Mana Flow Band and Transcendence. The Biscuit Delivery and Time Warp is very important. You can see he has a Corrupting Potion start, and this just allows him to go for even trades. Then he pops the Potion, gets a little bit of health back, and he has a really nice positive trade. The build path, just quickly, you can see Triforce Rush. He always gets a Phage as well before the Sheen. This is just got to be helping to kite. He loves the movement speed from the Triforce. And you're going to be getting that from the Wit's End later on. And you're going to be getting it from your Zeal buy, whether it be a Rapid Fire Cannon or a Hurricane. It's a lot about movement speed with this build as well, as we'll see as the game progresses. So let's jump straight into the laning phase now. Jumping into the lane now, let's just have a look at how he plays the early game into an Aurelion solo matchup. Starts off with the blue card, getting autos. Pops the Corrupting Potion instantly as well, and just looking for autos, man. Actually gets a sack of gold there, level 1. That's pretty lucky. But yeah, you can see why the Klepto is really good on Twisted Fate, because you can pull a card, instantly throw it, and of course the next 2 autos, and that's even including when you pull. Like when you pull the card and throw, you can instantly get that Klepto proc and the additional gold. So there's just so much gold to be had in these lanes, and because he runs that Corrupting with the Time Warp and the Biscuits, he can trade as much as he possibly can, and usually you're not going to be going too badly into any matchup, honestly. You can see looking to trade a little bit. He's getting poked out, but look at the Aurelion Soul's mana bar. He's putting everything in this early game, and you're just not going to poke out a Twisted Fate with this setup, man. Like the Biscuit will come in around about 40 seconds, and he's just big chilling on these waves. I think that this setup is best into like melee matchups, things like Aurelia, things like Zed, things like Yasuo, where you can just constantly throw down autos. Control mages like Syndra, you're gonna struggle, but once you get those Merc trades, you should be fine. You can survive, and you just have to use your dodging skills to kind of win out the lane. So Aurelion right now, he's just put everything into this hard shove. I'm guessing he looks for a base off this wave. We'll see what Jepsu does. Kind of looking to drag the wave out. Gets a really nice pull, and we'll see what he does. I think the hard shove is the best here. Yeah. Throws the Q out, looking for a hard shove. He knows Aurelion bases because, I mean, Aurelion's like 0 mana. So he's just going to shove this as fast as possible and get a reset off. Also, he does Q max, W max, then E max. A lot of people think you should be E maxing with this build. No, he does standard, traditional. Q maxes, then W, then E. He doesn't really care for the additional E damage. He likes the Q for the wave clear, of course. It's very hard to wave clear in Twisted Fate unless you put a couple of at least like 3-4 points in the Qs. But he does actually always end up maxing it out. And you can see on his first base, picks up a Ruby Crystal, Longsword, and a Control Wood just to make sure that the Aurelion can't really get too many aggressive roams off early, which is where he's going to be snowballing the game anyway. You can see there, Jax picks up a kill onto the Jace. And this is TF Blade Jax, guys. This is around about from a week and a half ago, I think, when TF Blade was just on the verge of rank 1. And the one member you do not want the enemy team getting ahead is that Jax. Jax is so hard to deal with for Twisted Fate. As Lee Sin comes through with the gank, burns the flash out of the Aurelion. This is super good. Aurelion, of course, ran like Ghost. I don't know why. I think hard griefing if you run Ghost into Twisted Fate. But this is going to set up some really nice, easy kills later on in the next 5-minute window when the Aurelion has no flash. But yeah, as I was saying, like TF Blade can't even get a word in. Resh burns the Twisted Fate cleanse, has to back out a little bit. The cleanse like run here, like the cleanse summoner is just a must. Into an Elise, into an Aurelion, into an Jax, into a Thresh. Like you're pretty much just asking to die if you don't run cleanse. And I could say the exact same for the Aurelion, so I think the Aurelion summoner spell choice is trolling. But yeah, I think what was I gonna say? Jax is such a the Counter Strike is such a bullshit ability. It pisses me off. I remember versing TF Blade when I was playing Twisted Fate, and he would just wait for your gold. He would wait for your gold card, and as soon as you throw it, he just gets that Counter Strike, and he refuses to use that ability until your card comes out, pretty much. So it's gonna be interesting to see how Jepsu uses this ability on those team fights later on the game, or maybe even in the side lane 1v1. We'll see if the Twisted Fate... Hopefully the Twisted Fate doesn't end up having to 1v1 in the side lane against the Jax, but it may come down to it if the Jace can't really handle him. So he's coming back in the lane now. Another thing about this build that I really did struggle with, as this is going to be 100% a kill onto the Aurelion. Oh my god, this guy's so dumb. Aurelion, actually he's ghosting away. Jepsu has flash. Burns it. Picks up the kill. As I was saying, I think that you've got to really get used to this build, because having no mana, like usually on this buy or this time, you have Catalyst. You have no Catalyst, guys. You have no mana. So you have to be super cautious of how you use your spells and your abilities. And you need to be using those blue cards, as often as possible to get some mana return, until at least you have that Triforce where you get a little bit of mana return. Drops that pink ward bot side. Has the boot delivery as well, so that's not going to be coming through for a while. And I think that Aurelion gets a nullifying. He'll be going for those Merc treads. Probably rushed if I was him. Run those Qs out. Going to be looking for... It's a gold card, man. You just see with this mana how much of a problem it can be. Because of course, Twisted Fate level 1 ultimate's 150 mana, man. Like that is a lot of mana. Pops the Corrupting, get a little bit back. Has the Biscuit as well. I think he can sustain it. Gonna have to get a blue card on this wave. Pops the blue. Throws the Qs out. Does Aurelion pick up? Oh no, I thought Aurelion was getting blue topside, but it's not quite up yet. Gets the gold card. Auto. Galio is inting, most likely. But you can see TF gets a really nice trade-off. Getting that extra gold, getting all of that extra income from the Klepto, as TF Blade gets another kill. This is fucking worrisome, man. TF Blade getting kills is pretty monkey ass. Shove. Probably expecting a base soon. You'd want that Sheen, man, just to get that mana. But the Lee Sin looking for an invade, possibly invade into the Infernal would be the best play. But yeah, the mana is a real issue, and you guys have to be aware of this when you play it. That you can't just willy-nilly throw Qs every second, every time it's up. because you will struggle until you get this Sheen at least, where you get a little bit of mana. He gets that dagger as well for the Triforce, and I think that when you hit the Triforce spike, you're actually very strong. Like, you usually going for that Roar, which is not that big of a power spike because the Roar takes time to scale. But yeah, the Triforce is just instant damage, and it's actually a really nice power spike in my opinion. It gives you a little bit of oomph in the early game when you're playing Twisted Fate. He picks up the Infernal. This is mainly just due to bot and mid both having prio. Also, one thing is that Jepsu doesn't run the High Noon Twisted Fate or the Underworld. He's not a fan. I actually should have asked him. I was thinking about asking him, why the hell don't you run those skins? Because those skins are smooth. He usually runs this red one. Just Tango, yeah? Or he runs no skin. Disgusting, I know. I know. It's disgusting. At least looking for a mid. He has cleanse up, so he should be fine even if he gets ganked. Has the ultimate, looking to throw a bot side here. Doesn't need to. The Aurelion gets a deep control wood. Just yellow trinkets, sorry. These yellow trinkets deep in lanes against things like Aurelion and Twisted Fate is just... It is necessary. You are so... you're just pretty much hard trolling if you don't get these deep wards in the lanes, because you can see, like, the ward right now is spotting which direction Twisted Fate is moving towards, and you can ping accordingly to your teammates. So Aurelion's committing for the roam bot side. Kind of stuck in between. As Jepsu looks for the hard shove. Also, just take this little bit of a lull to shout out Domi Some Replay, guys. I'll put a link for this replay in the description. I get a lot of my replays from this channel. He uploads great, high quality gameplay, so if you're going to pick up some replays of Challenger players, definitely check out this YouTube channel. You can see without the boots, it's very hard to juke out this Aurelion, but as soon as he gets those boots, Merc Treads in this matchup, you'll be fine. You can dodge that out, and then you can just trade aggressively. Are the Jacks coming through for a topside gank? Getting spam pinged out. Galio, of course, high elo supports will always run down mid like this after a base. They won't. For some reason, in below diamond, supports just continuously run bot. Like, they'll just always run down bot side towers. Come down mid, get some vision for your mid laner and in the river, and then move back bot lane, guys. You can even look for a gank. I guess, I don't know. It's just common sense, honestly. I don't think he has enough for a Triforce. I'm not too sure. He's 92 CS at around about 11, which is nice tempo. It's just always very hard to tell because the Klepto, along with your passive, you actually are getting a lot of additional income. He's probably got, I would say, roughly 600-700 extra gold from his passive and his Klepto this game so far. Let's see what this base is. Come on, nice. Nice. We've hit Triforce. Nullifying, of course, the Null Magic Mantle is going to be for those Merc Treads. Also picks up a Farsight. Did he? Is that? I feel like... I can't tell. It looks like it's still a yellow trinket. I think I've been trolled. And the boot delivery finally comes in. He pops the ultimate, looking for the Elise. Pops the Elise. He has his flash up. And this should just be free, guys. Leaves it for the Kai'Sa. And moves back in the mid lane. So you'll be able to see here, like, you can easily tell the difference with the Triforce, the attack speed, and the movement speed. It just, look at how he moves around. It's very, very good for utility. Landing cards, gap closing. The extra movement speed is just phenomenal. It feels very good. Not gonna lie to you. And this is opposed to a Roar that you'd have now, which really just takes another 5-10 minutes to scale up. Over a bot side roam here, gets the gold card. Just gonna try and make sure that Jax doesn't get in. No thank you, TF Blade. Blade gets one. He shouldn't actually... Ooh. This actually should be double. Doesn't decide to commit the flash. I think maybe commit the flash for Elise. Could have picked up a kill. But also, Elise has the repel. Not sure if it's up. Goes for the wave. Very Dopa-esque. Very Dopa-esque. Gets another recall. These mana, you can see these mana issues, man. It's a little bit awkward, but you'll get used to it. Should pick up the Mercs here. Gets the Mercs, and next item is going to be a Wit's End. Of course, Wit's End doesn't get full mana. I'm mad. The Wit's End, guys, actually gives you 5% movement speed as well. Very underrated item, very cheap. Lots of, I think you get additionally 50 magic damage on hit. Like it is a very nice and efficient item. And the movement speed is just what does it for Twisted Fate, man. It's so hard to get onto the Twisted Fate, but also he's going to get onto you very easily without having to pop, like run a summon a spell like Ghost or have to flash on you. He'll just run you down. Still in the mid lane. We'll see when he commits to the side lane. I think that this build is better for side laning than the AP build. Moving out of vision. Doesn't have his ultimate up for a little bit. But yeah, one thing you will miss is the one-shot Qs onto the backlines, guys. You can't, because you don't run demons, you don't have mana. You're never going to be able to get it in these type of this setup. You're just going to have to deal with it and clear in a different pattern, in a different path than what you'd usually do. Moving back now, just looking for a little bit of mid lane damage on the tower. Jax uses the counter-strike. It's good. If Jax is stuck mid, that's really good. Jason Aurelian's great. I'm sure Jepsu can kind of handle the Jax. If it's not going to solo 1v1, but if you can just clear the Jax in and hold him mid, that's fine. The last thing you want is Jax sitting in a side lane, hard shoving, like diving the Jace and getting solos. I'll look for the Aurelian now. Commits the flash. Let's look at the damage numbers. Like, it's decent damage, but it's not burst, guys. You've got to be layering your autos with your stacked deck onto your opponents. It's not just that one rotation that we're all used to with the AP build. Dirty little TF Blade getting that mid lane shove. Not gonna lie, I was surprised. I knew TF Blade was a rank 1 player. Living with him, he is just different. He is a special human. He's wired differently. He's not wired like a normal human. He eats like a whole jar of Nutella and 2 liters of milk for breakfast every day. He's just different. And that's probably why he was able to get rank 1. And I'm hoping to do a little bit of a career trip with them later in the year. And I'm pretty intrigued to see if TF Blade can actually get rank 1 career. I hope so. But yeah, EUS is a whole nother beast to NA. But then Korea is a whole nother beast to Europe. So that's going to be a great trip for him. Hopefully I can tag along. Maybe I'll get a hit challenger this time as well. For the mid lane tower, this Aurelian is just... Like, look at the Aurelian's build, man. He has Seekers. He has a Leandries. I remember versing this Aurelian when I was in Europe. He is just a dirty inter, honestly. He's either popping off or going 0-20. There's no in between. Kind of like Caps, I guess. Shoving in, looking to steal away these Raptor camps. He's looking for 10 CS per minute. Probably in the next 5 minutes he'll crack it if he keeps up nice mid lane shoves into jungle camps. Probably doesn't even need the jungle camps at this point. He should just hit it slowly. Because if you just sit in lane, you're going to be getting more than 10 CS per minute anyway. Collecting every bit of farm. Looking for a base in here. I wonder if he has enough for the Wit's End. I feel like he doesn't, but he's picked up a lot. No, he does. Cheap item, man. Holy shit. 2 items at 16. Still running down the mid lane. I thought maybe he'd run bot there to pick up the side lane, but he might. I guess because Kais is already deep there. Gonna shove mid. The Civ is actually pretty decently big. And of course, Sivir is another bullshit champion for Twisted Fate. Has that spell shield for free. I wonder what they do about this Jax. It's getting pretty annoying. Whenever you burst TF Blade, you'll notice he always applies pressure onto the map. He's always going down a lane and just applying pressure. And that's one of the reasons why he can win a lot of games that other people can't. Is that he doesn't just roll over, man. He's always applying pressure. He's making the enemy... he's making your team make a decision. Do we commit for the Jax or do we commit for a team fight? And in solo queue, this split push style is really good because teams cannot coordinate what they'll do. A lot of the times someone will base, be like, okay, I'll go, and then they'll stop their base, be like, no, someone else go. And it's just TF Blade uses that like 10-second window to just really get advantages. That's probably the difference between him and a lot of other top laners, is that he just knows exactly when to commit and when to play passive in a side lane. He's a very smart player. Has that sixth sense, dude. You know that sixth sense when you're in a side lane, and like when you're getting jungle ganked. He just has that. He has a very good sense for that type of threat. As it looks like he's finally going to be committing to a side lane now. If he goes for a solo kill on the Aurelion. Let's have his ult. I'm wondering if he just ports onto the Aurelion, just gets gold card and just lays it. I wonder if he could. Like, he's got so much movement speed. The problem is, I mean, the Aurelion's got no sums. Seems free. It's a couple of juicy fruits. Moves into the river. Pops the ultimate. Looking for a pick onto the Thresh. Just watch the damage. Like, he's just going to get the autos. But it's not burst damage, guys. It's just plenty of CC, plenty of movement speed. The damage probably starts to come in around about 3 items, I would say. Where you can start really getting some DPS off in team fights. As the Jace solo kills TF Blade. TF Blade probably realizing if he doesn't have an impact on the map right now, it's already GG'd. So he goes for a risky 1v1, doesn't pay off. Looking for the Scuttle Crab. And one thing also, guys, he has been going wit's end even into full AD comps. It's not really for the magic resist, although it does help into like heavy AP comps. It doesn't really matter. He just likes the item. Aurelion picks up the Jace. As he runs down the bot lane. "20-minute Baron attempt? Hell yeah, I'm down." Ah, pussies. We're a base in here. We'll see what lane he goes for. Probably doesn't want to go bot, just because whenever like Jace has the teleport, gets the recurve. This recurve bow is for a Rage Blade. You want to send your TP member the furthest away from the Baron. Like, even though Twisted Fate ult is long, you're better splitting the top side, just because you can get much easier access. Like, if you want to get to the Baron from the bot side with Twisted Fate, you've got to go really deep into the river. But of course, Jace has the teleport. He had that solo earlier, although I feel like the solo probably shouldn't have happened. I feel like the next 1v1 Blade will definitely win. Ooh, should just like the movement speed, bro. Gets the cleanse. Flash is gold card. Auto. Woofed. That's unlucky. The Jax commits the TP. I think maybe there was... oh, fucking... oh, man. How close do you want to get to that guy? I feel like maybe he could have got it if he played it a little bit slower. But still, you can see exactly what he's looking for. Unfortunately, he has to like burn both summoners there. So next time in the side lane, he's got to be super cautious. I'm pretty sure Rage Blade, they actually gave you more Magic Pen, maybe. I wonder if the Rage Blade buff was a buff for Twisted Fate. Or a nerf. I have to look deeper into it. None of my champions really build Rage Blade, so I don't really look into it that much. Popping these autos onto the waves. Doesn't like to sell that corrupting potion. That's selling the corrupting potion for a double control wood when you're side laning a lot. It's really beneficial, man. But of course, because he has that time warp, he's probably holding on to it just in case. And I guess especially for the mana return, actually. That's probably what it's better for. The caster gets engaged on, at least finds a pick. Yeah, although gold lead is in red side's favor, I don't know. I still feel like blue side could pull a win. Fuckingly, I would have taken that camp, not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. He'll come through and collect the mid wave here. The Civ will look for a siege. Ultimate's coming up. Another great thing for Twisted Fate with Klepto is that you can actually get I cannot remember what it's called. Like this, it's the Klepto item that you can level an ability earlier. Really nice for something like a Twisted Fate. Twisted Fate level 16 ultimate is pretty underrated. The extra range you get pretty much means you have it's almost a global ultimate, man. The extra range for level 16 is just insane. And that's why this build is so nice, because I think the side laning is even stronger. And it just allows you to commit harder in the side lanes. Clear, 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 clear. You can tell he's not actually in that much of a rush to get anything done. Because he has no summoner spells, he can't extend into that blue side. Like, all of that blue side, if he had vision there, he could extend really aggressively. But you just, without the vision, you just cannot. But now that he has the Rage Blade, now is the time where he has a lot of damage, in my opinion. He can really burst out the enemies. Not only burst them, but just 1v1 almost anybody. I would say, except I still don't think he wins the 1v1 against the Jax. I just don't. Jax is just cancer. Facts. These are facts. Finally gets the room for the control. They're looking for a 2-man Baron here. 3-man. Cannot commit for it. Ooh. They popped their lease. That gets the pop in the Reliant. I mean, this is going to be a free Baron. Double kill to the Kai'Sa. There's no way Blade can stop it because of the Galio taunt. Goodbye, TF Blade. You are done. Oops, ult. Auto. Look at that. There's a lot of damage there, guys. There is a lot of damage there, especially when you've got that fully stacked Rage Blade. Doesn't need help out with the Baron. Can probably hard shove now. Does he commit for the inhib? I mean, he can probably get 1 tower. The lease is up now, though. Be careful here. On that 10 CS per minute mark, he does have really nice CS averages. And when you're playing things like the Twisted Fate, that you're getting extra gold from your passive, I mean, it's just going to mean you're having much better consistent spikes, item purchases, in combined with the Klepto. It's just really, really consistent, guys. You can always come into your items, even if you get a little bit far behind, you should be fine. He solos out this Drake. Probably doesn't have enough for his next item, so just chilling. So I've seen sometimes he goes for the Rage Blade, and then sometimes he'll go for... It really does depend. I've even seen him go on IE. So he gets a Zeal here. Yeah, I can't remember what item he had in that first starter. In the video, it showed what items he built. I can't remember what he went. Goes top side. A lot of gold up here. I wonder if they're going to commit for a 1-3-1 or simply just a 4-1 or just an ARAM. I honestly wouldn't mind an ARAM. He's just collecting the extra gold. Doesn't really care about his team. He has ultimate. He can just reach his team with that ultimate, so he's fine. He's chilling. Jax might look for a flank here, but... Jax has TP, no flash. Looking like they're looking for an engaged mid. He's just running down mid. If you don't have to commit, do not commit when you're playing these split pushes, guys. Now that he draws the Jax out, his team should freely just be able to go straight down mid, because Jax is the only really threat. Hits the port, moves in mid. So he gets the Jax out to the side lane, then just commits down mid lane and looks for that pick. Team's looking a little bit low. Probably inhib reset. Or actually just rotate straight bot in the wave. I don't think they need to, like, they don't really need to a 1-4 here. They can just probably aim around the tower bot side. Pass is at 3 items. Looking very strong. But yeah, man, like, you can see a little bit of a strange playstyle, and it does take it takes a time to get used to. I'm definitely not used to it, and I'm going to have to put a couple more games in at least 10 more, I'd say, before I can really start getting proficient with this build path and this strategy. Because he's played hundreds of it by now. He's spamming like 10, 15 games a day. He's putting a lot of work in. Blade is just not giving up. They get the engage here. This could actually be very good for them. Once by the galley. Look at the mana. He's running very low on the mana. They got to back up, reset here. He'll have enough here for his Zeal item. Opts for the Runan's Hurricane, man. A lot of extra movement speed coming in now, and it just means your team fighting and your wave clear is that much better. You don't really need to use your Qs on the waves anymore if you don't want to, if you want to conserve some mana. As the Jax picks up a kill. Donk, donk, donk. Gets the Rage Blade stack. Popping out. A couple of crits there as well. Show me the ultimate. Show me the damage. Red card Reggie. It feels bad. Probably wouldn't have mattered. What's the playstyle here? I think he should go bot. And then his whole team goes top, he goes bot. They just 4-1. And then he doesn't have ultimate, but the cooldown is not too long, so. I don't see them sieging with no Baron into a Sivir. They need to split the map correctly. I'm going to get a little bit of vision out. Doesn't want to play it too aggro at the moment. If he gets picked here, it's really bad for his team. You're running back. He's going to run back and pick up camps. No downtime for my boy Xayira. Always looking to maximize the gold efficiency. No point shoving in bot side there because no vision. Goes and gets a camp and comes back on the wave when the wave is going to be pressing. You get a little bit of pressure. Ultimate back online. Open inhib, but has to wait for the topside pressure, guys. See, this is why like these 1-3-1 and these split push strategies are very hard, and I don't really recommend them to people. It takes a lot of game knowledge to be able to correctly play this style, in the split push style. That's why things like the Ahri, like the Malzahar, where you just ARAM press ultimate and lower elos, is the best for climbing, and I would recommend it because it's just brain dead. It doesn't take strategy. It just takes look, flash, ult, boom. This strategy takes a lot of patience, you can see. Getting out of vision, just chilling, man. Shoving waves, chilling. The Baron is spawning very soon, so he's going to be looking to drag the Jax to the bot side, and then he can either port to the Baron or get the Baron for free. They have really good vision. The Galio set up really good vision. As you can see that lane ward there. I spotted them out. Pops the ultimate just to make sure. Pick up the Baron. Ultimate's in. Jax pops that stopwatch. And just watch how the Jax, you see the counter strike coming out from the Jax here. So he cleanses, then gets the gold card onto the Jax. Jax is dropped, waits for the counter strike, guys. Always waits. Comes in, gets the autos. Boom. Cleans them up. Kai'Sa does work. 6-0-10 is his final score. And I think this has been a great game. He's over 10 CS per minute. He played the map perfectly. And you just could definitely see here the strengths of this pick and this strategy. And the extra gold income you're getting from the Klepto, from your passive, it all adds up. And that Triforce, of course, it's a little bit awkward at first. You got a little bit of strange mana. A little bit of mana problems you run into, but overall, guys, definitely give this a go in a couple of normal games. If you find some success, try it in your ranked games and see if you can climb with it. So thanks for watching. Until next time, I'll catch you later.